Yeah, it does seem better. I don't know why that matters. No idea why that matters, but it does. Maybe you can do a better API to hook in. I'm already getting sick though. Okay, these statues are dumb. They're really tilting me. They are really tilting me. Let's go somewhere else on the tour, right? I'm sure we can, like... Wait, wasn't I there? Go to tour. Yeah, I was at this building before, right? Wait, what's that? There's another giant ass statue up there. Who punched you in the shoulder, lady? Yeah, I remember this. We were here. We assassinated this creed. The music school. All right. Let's go talk to Socrates Johnson. Wait, what? Did it say 1 hour? Oh, 10 minutes. Let's learn about philosophy from the dumb lady who can't speak Greek.
Welcome to the Gymnasium of the Kinosaries, one of the many places where philosophers came to enrich the mind and enlighten the spirit. Education held a very important place in Greek society. The most prominent educators were philosophers, whose teachings ranged from everyday rituals to the makeup of the universe. Once your tour is complete, come find me, and we can discuss what you've learned. Farewell for now, wanderer.
That was the weirdest. She had like a glitch in the middle of her smile.
Philosophy comes from the Greek word philosophia, or love of wisdom. This concept was in direct contrast with philochromatia, love of money, and philotimia, love of honor. As of the second half of the 5th century BCE, Athens was known as Greece's capital of philosophy. Due to the rise of democracy, there was an increasing need for education beyond the basic subjects of elementary school. Athenian citizens needed to be able to participate in various functions of the democratic state, such as being elected for office, proposing new laws, engaging in military decisions, or simply defending their rights.
What's up, Fido?
Originally, Athens had no official school buildings for higher education. Sophists and philosophers taught either in private homes or in public spaces like the theater. To recruit young pupils for long-term curricula, they also held classes in gymnasia, where young Athenians underwent physical training. The Cynosarges was a sanctuary to Heracles, located in the south.
Look at this guy's
of
noodle
Athens.
arms. He needs
At
some
the
physical
beginning of the
training.
4th century BCE, Antisthenes used this
Damn,
sanctuary as a
dude.
teaching spot for his school of philosophy. The
All these guys are
named
wimpy.
Cynicism.
What's their problem? No wonder they're going to lose to Sparta.
Any free citizen was allowed to involve themselves in the Athenian democratic process. However, to truly influence the flow of politics, their speech and rhetoric skills had to be impeccable. As a result, many sophists taught subjects like logic, reason, and eloquence. These were meant to help students achieve arete, or excellence. But this specific concept of excellence was often challenged, especially by other philosophers. For example, Plato, Socrates, and Isocrates preferred a more moral approach and argued that rhetoric should be used as a means to serve the greater good. Socrates and Plato went even further, declaring that philosophy and wisdom were not only useful tools, but also ethical virtues. Ancient Greek philosophy was multidisciplinary in nature. In addition to wisdom and logic, philosophers also studied and taught math, geometry, music theory, and even medicine. For example, the philosopher Prodicus wrote a treatise called On Human Nature, where he outlined various explanations on human physiology. Philosophy's influence was also great enough to affect medicine. Hippocratic physicians were known to incorporate philosophical ideas into their work, and the treatise On Airs seems to be influenced by pre-Socratic theories on air being the first principle of the universe.
So, like, how does anyone in Greece know what a lion looks like? Can you answer me that? Through Egypt? Maybe. I mean, it is historically accurate that they wouldn't know what lions' feet look like. Like, if you've ever seen, I forget whose drawing it is, but there's someone famous's drawing of, like, a rhinoceros or something. That's, like, crazy. It might be Dürer? I don't know. Hercules fought a lion, did he? Lions were common in Greece around 480 BCE. Interesting. See, that's the kind of information they should have in this frickin' tour. Not all this boring stuff. They should say, by the way, Greeks actually had lions because of trade routes with Egypt. Or something, you know? Like, tell me that stuff. Wait, I'm not even reading these windows that are popping up. Greeks also had Josephus Exoticon, the breeder of lions, and such. Lions in Greece became endangered in 300 BC and finally became extinct in ancient Greece in 100 BC. Okay. Well, now I know something. Was it Dürer who did the rhinoceros? I'm trying to remember. It's like somebody who drew some, African animal based just on descriptions. And like, that was everybody's reference of that animal for like hundreds of years. It was bad news. Why are you playing the same song as the other dude? It's like they didn't record that many songs.
The famed philosopher Socrates had an ambiguous relationship with sophists. In Plato's dialogues, Socrates is portrayed as being in constant opposition with the famous sophists of his time. Aristophanes' comedy, The Clouds, meanwhile, depicts Socrates as a sophist himself, constantly demanding payment for his teachings. Socrates was in fact very poor and made no money off his teachings. He also differed from the sophists in that while they only taught aristocratic youths, Socrates taught everyone, regardless of station. Unfortunately, his controversial ideas and practices did not sit well with the city of Athens, and he was eventually tried for impiety.
So, like, this really isn't that different from the scene in Bill and Ted. Except that was indoors, but you know. All we are is dust in the wind, dude. Do I think the voiceover break a show don't tell kind of rule? Yes. This would be much better if it weren't a voiceover. Yeah, it's Durer. Yeah. So that sketch of a rhinoceros was reproduced in many encyclopedia type things for a long time. Until everyone got their act together.
Was not only a collection of ideas, but a way of life. According to philosopher Pierre Hadot, his ancient counterparts had a daily regime of spiritual exercises to combat their passions, doubts, and illusory beliefs. These exercises included meditation on death, contemplation of nature, or speaking with a friend or mentor. Philosophers also followed specific dress codes and diets. They were also part of a community of masters and students. These communities were created and strengthened in schools. Plato founded such a school in the early 4th century BCE, when he purchased a property in a grove just outside of Athens. The school was designed to groom students into philosopher citizens who could eventually rule the city in a measured and fair manner. It followed its own rules and was open to both male and female disciples.
The stupid dog is following me. Stop it. They're trying to make me pet the dog. So I'm a little surprised. Like, or maybe it gives me a different pet every time, and it was a hawk last time. I'm a little surprised that in this game they don't have a very good NPC system for the hair and faces and stuff. Like, it's all clones of the same few guys. They do swap up the clothing. Like, if you see the Dennis Miller clone guy here, there's 3 of them, and they all... Oh, now I have both animals. They all have, like, different accessories, but it's all, like, the same dude. Now I have to go talk to the lady and take a test.
I can tell by the crease in your brow that you're already puzzling over the new things you've learned.
Not really.
Don't be embarrassed. Even the wisest among us need to ask questions before they search for answers. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
Let's take a quiz, because I was barely listening.
Very well. Let's see how you compare to the great philosophers.
Ask me
The first
how well they
question
bench
is
press.
an easy one. What does philosophia mean?
Oh, God. Love of money.
Correct. Philosophia referred to the love of wisdom. Time for the next question. The Kinosaries was a sanctuary dedicated to which Greek hero?
I did not, I must have skipped that part, or I was totally talking to chat. I don't know.
Theseus was a legendary Greek hero whose achievements include such amazing feats as slaying the Minotaur. But the Kinosaries was not one of his sanctuaries. Try a different answer. The Kinosaries was not dedicated to Perseus. Try again. Correct. It was the mighty Heracles. Now, for the last question. Which play by Aristophanes portrayed Socrates as a sophist? Yes, The Clouds was a comedy that portrayed the famous philosopher.
I think the
as a
answer is
greedy
always
sophist.
one.
Plato even believed that this caricature contributed to his mentor's eventual trial and execution. Well done, wanderer. Even Socrates would be impressed by the depths of your wisdom. Very well. I'll take you there. Follow me.
Wait, it's a different dude. It's Dennis Miller. No, it's a different guy. Why is that a oh God, it's not turning off the God damn it, dude. I thought I turned off the camera assist. It's just jerking me around because there's an NPC here.
Welcome to Laconia, visitor. You're here to learn about Spartan society, yes? Then I won't stop you. Sparta had a unique hierarchy, especially compared to the rest of Greece. Everyone had their place, and you will soon learn what those places were. I will find you.
This
again
guy has a
once
totally
you visit
different accent than the lady.
Until then, visitor.
And he can't speak Greek either.
Spartan society was structured around austerity, self-sufficiency, and a hostility towards foreign elements. It was divided into three social classes: citizens, perioikoi, and helots. Citizens were called Spartans, or homoioi. They were free men and women with mostly equal rights and wealth, though their contributions to political life were extremely limited. The perioikoi lived in surrounding areas under Spartan control. They cultivated the land and were primarily merchants and craftsmen. They were also part of the army, and their lands were the first line of defense in the event of a hostile attack. Helots were Sparta's lowest class. They were people who had lost their freedom to the Spartans, and they served the city as slaves. Helots were considered property instead of people. As a result, they had no political or civil rights. Helots made up the majority of Sparta's population. According to Polydeuces, they lingered between slavery and freedom. Two elements made Helots differ from other slaves. They were allowed to form their own families, and they were publicly owned by the city of Sparta instead of private citizens. Because helots were deemed public property, they could not be sold as merchandise. They mostly worked to cultivate the land, but also fought in wars alongside the Spartans. While they gave the fruits of their labor to Sparta, they also kept a fair part of it for themselves. This practice allowed some helots to make enough money to buy their own freedom. Alternatively, if a helot served the state well enough in military campaigns, they could also be granted civil rights. The founding of Sparta is dated around the 9th century BCE. Historical information about the city is limited, but it was known to extend into the region of Laconia. Over time, Sparta started encroaching on the territory of Messenia, eventually leading to war. Sparta gained more land in this conflict, which they divided between their citizens and the Perioikoi. The aftermath of the Second Messenian War, from 640 to 620 BCE, then divided the population into three groups: the Homoioi, the Perioikoi, and the Helots. The Helots of Laconia mostly respected Sparta's rule and did not cause much trouble. However, Helots from Messenia supposedly resisted the Spartans, although sources can only confirm one revolt for certain, which occurred in Messenia in 464 BCE. During the 5th century BCE, Helots were quite active in the army, especially during the Peloponnesian War. They served as hoplites on land and as rowers during naval battles. In both cases, they gave Sparta an important numerical advantage. For every Spartan on the battlefield, there were at least 7 Helots. Although many ancient sources say Spartans had a hostile relationship with Helots, they were much more likely to treat them better in times of war. For example, when 300 Helots and 120 elite Spartans were captured by Athens during the Battle of Sphacteria in 425 BCE, the Spartans promised the Helots their freedom if they served them well in combat. Similarly, around the same time, the Spartan general Brasidas fought a battle alongside 700 Helots. Impressed by their courage and loyalty, Brasidas later freed them all and allowed them to join the Perioikoi. Perioikoi were another group of Sparta's population. They lived not in the city itself, but in its surrounding areas. The Perioikoi were never hostile against the Spartans. In fact, both groups together were known by the collective name Lacedaemonians. Perioikic cities had their own autonomy and sanctuaries, but they were always bound to Sparta. They were allowed to develop their own local laws and economies, but could never reach a level of prosperity that rivaled their parent state.
Oh.
I see you've finished. I hope you have a better appreciation for Spartan society. Nothing we do is without reason, and every man, woman, and child has a role to play. What would you like to do? Is that so? Then let us begin. During which battle were Helots promised their freedom? Yes. In the Battle of Sphacteria, a group of elite Spartans promised to free their accompanying Helots if they helped the Spartans during a siege. Next question. Which of the following is another name for Spartan citizens? The Periki were people living in Sparta's surrounding areas. Try again. Spartan citizens were also called Oni, which meant equals. One final question. Which Spartan general freed 700 Elots?
I don't know.
Correct. Brasidas freed 700 Elots as a reward for their exemplary military service. You passed. I'm impressed. Then you may leave. Farewell, visitor.
Yeah, these tours suck. But, you know, it is what it is. They did the decal thing again. Maybe it's resolution dependent. Maybe at 1080 it looks correct. And it's just at 1440. Like, that's a good shader that they use for these. Why does my guy frickin' sit down? Stop it. Sure seems like Sparta's mostly dudes. They should call this game Dude's Creed. What's wrong with the decal? Last night it was not rendering correctly. Tonight, that decal looked fine. Like on a different building, the same thing looked wrong last night. So it might have been that location, or it might have been the resolution, or... These buildings are nice, though. Like, they did a good job. They did a good job. The shader gets a little weird up there, because they have, like, weird rim lighting happening or something. Like, that's just wrong, but the rest of it's fine. Like with these too. Like whatever material they're using, it's like way too Fresnel-y. This looks bad. Look, it's the secret assassin hall. I'm in the secret assassin hall. Let's get the Assassin's Hall tour. The Assassin's Hall of Sparta is where the time travelers to the past would go. It's, you know, like, it's just a lot nicer to walk around and look at what they built for the game than it is to listen to the tour. This isn't that, though. How come my character has her hood on except when she talks to dudes? Oh man. I like that song, but they're fading it out for like... for lame background music. Or no, it's actually a better song. Cool. Wait, what happened to the music? They just had 5 seconds of a song. And then, like, what? What was that? That was like their music system going haywire or something. How is my assassin not able to climb that? Okay, these statues are way huge. Okay, these statues I'm pretty sure would not even stand as built. Like, those are insane. That arm with that frickin' torch, yeah, that would fall. That's just on the ground. Like, these are bigger than the Colossus of Rhodes. How big was the Colossus of Rhodes? It was frickin' big. Somebody look how big the Colossus of Rhodes was. Look, there's another assassin hall. Is Sparta the home of the assassins government? The secret assassin government? Go in the doorway, bird. I guess it doesn't do that. Like, these buildings are cool. They did a good job on them. I guess they've had many games to refine that. I'm sorry, but the big statues, 33 meters, was Colossus of Rhodes. Okay, I'm pretty sure these are taller than that. They might be a little less. They might be like 30 or 28. It's hard to tell. Like, how many people tall are they? They're like 10 people tall. I guess that would... Okay, if they're a little more than 10 people tall, then that's like 20 meters. But these seem bigger. Okay, these are much bigger than the average statues back in Athens, but I guess they're the size of the giant one on top of the hill that we estimated was 20, at least. They seem bigger, though. Ten basketball players tall. Stonehenge, where a man is a man, and the women dance to the pipes of Pan. It's all dudes. There are no women in ancient Greece. Well, not none, but like there's one woman for every like 30 dudes in ancient Greece. I guess they're all like at home. Maybe that's historically accurate. I don't want to do another tour. Oh, fine. Persian pillars. I mean, just let me look at them. You don't have to, like, put the camera up there. Like, this is, it's better to just let me walk around. Oh, hey, lady, where are all the other women? I just assumed her gender. Sorry. There's another lady. Why are you guys hanging out in your underwear? Like, dude. I'm not even as big as the dude's foot. It's so insane. If only the historical tour meant for explaining things would explain them. I know, that's like, instead of like getting an encyclopedia and reading generic things about ancient Greece, this should be like, look, we put these guys in their underwear here because when we were doing our research, we heard about this thing and we were like, that would be cool. These guys are Spartan guards, but for some reason they all stand right next to each other too close. Like you wouldn't do if you had a giant spear attached to your back. This is way better than the version of the game where I have to play the game, though. Wow. So the actual Acropolis of Sparta is on a mild hill. And this one is like way up on a cliff. But again, I mean, video game design. Oh wait, no, that's Okay, so that was that thing back there. Okay. Oh, it really is. I was wondering if it was supposed to be a lambda and not like the assassin symbol, and I guess it is. Because I was like, wait, it's everywhere here, so it can't be the assassin symbol. It's a lambda. That's a lambda. Well, it's confusing. Yeah, like the waypoints give you some random piece of art and tell you at least the name of the thing you're looking at, and that's just really confusing. They shouldn't have done that. Just have little waypoints for different pieces of art and have them be different. That was a weird music segue right there. What's up, buddy? Oh, this running drives me nuts. Wow, dude, the number of giant statues just off in random places is hilarious. Sorry, that's why there aren't any ladies in this town. Because they don't know how to walk and they get hit by people. And then they're injured. Hello. Who leaps so high when they're jumping down? Yeah, it's dramatic though. Never mind that. It would just injure you worse. It's dramatic. Yeah, you know, I just want to play a Gothic game on this map. Like an original. I want to play Gothic 2 on this map. That would be a really good game. But then everyone would be like, oh my god, it copied Breath of the Wild. That very original Nintendo game that is groundbreaking in every way. Alright, so this is Sparta. This is Sparta. We've sort of seen Sparta. Let's go to like an island. Let's go to like... Could go to Westworld. How do I go there? Fast travel. The best game of all time. For me to poop on. We need to bring back Triumph the Insult Comic Dog. That's who we need during this pandemic, is we need Triumph the Insult Comic Dog. Wow, these islands are really close to each other. Video game worlds. I mean, I'm glad they're close to each other and not like realistic. If you guys don't know who Triumph the Insult Comic Dog is, you have to go on YouTube and look up Triumph the Insult Comic Dog. And you will be educated. Like, this is a really cool location to discover in-game, except it's not, because the statue is, like, stupidly big. I just can't get over it. I can't get over... It's like, if they were all, like, realistic-sized statues, and then somewhere here they had, like, a giant one, that would be really cool. But that's, like... Like, this would be really cool if it was the only big statue in the game. And then if there was like an awesome treasure chest that you could like find right here. It's not what they did though. I wonder if they have some tin mines on these islands. Sudden death. It's the same lion. Yeah, so I imagine when you're playing the full game, you start to see all these things a lot, like the same meshes. I mean, that's just the nature of mass video game content production. Kono City, you will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. The art direction in this game is so good, except for whoever directed the statues. That person is fired. That person is fired. Everybody else, good job. that cactus. Sup, cactus? Sup, goat? Smaller by 25%? No, you make them smaller by 75%. Oh, you mean to 25% of the original size. I would buy that. I would buy that for $1. It might be time to try out Assassin's Creed Egypt. Origins. Just when they're called Origins in Odyssey, it's like 2 3-syllable words that start with O and that are kind of generic. So like, I just get confused. Although honestly, Origins is a better name than Odyssey. So it is what it is. Those boats are going real fast. Let's try a couple more locations before we do that. Odyssey is way more descriptive. No. It's just generic. It's like, oh, what's a Greek thing? Oh, the Odyssey. Okay. So this is in Greece, so it's called Odyssey. That's like kind of lame. Whereas Origins is like ostensibly like this is where the Assassin's Guild was founded or something, right? It's like more of an actual thing. Let's go visit the Corinthians. Let's go read the letter from Paul to the Corinthians. What's up, bro?
Hello, my friend. It is my pleasure to introduce you to Corinth's Temple of Aphrodite. In Greece, many love stories were told about the gods. How romantic. Sometimes they were heartwarming and happy, but they often ended in tears, tragedy, and a whole brood of illegitimate children. I'm looking at you, Zeus. Anyway, this tour will introduce you to some of these divine love stories, which may give you perspective on how the Greeks approached love in their own lives. Enjoy your visit, my friend. I'll come see you again when you finish the tour.
I actually like the design of the character that they have me playing, but
Much
I don't like the
Athens,
tours.
Corinth had its own acropolis, called the Acrocorinth. The natural promontory provided an excellent view of the surrounding territory. It was also the home of several sanctuaries, allegedly constructed in the 6th century BCE. The Acrocorinth's most famous attraction was the Temple of Aphrodite. Pausanias describes it as having statues of Aphrodite, her son Eros, and the sun god Helios.
Can't wait to see how big those are.
According to Strabo, the temple's
yeah.
most distinguishing
Oh,
feature
yeah.
was its servants, who acted as sacred prostitutes. However, Strabo is the only source for this information, and it is still hotly debated to this day.
Yeah, I like the idea of a tour mode, but man, I wish they had done it differently. As always, though, the building looks real good. Okay. Great. What does that have to do with... It's just related to the temple.
Love played a large role in countless mythological stories. Zeus himself was not immune to the feeling, and fell for both mortals and other deities. Some myths centered on forbidden feelings that led to tragedy, such as Phaedra's love for her stepson Hippolytus. While marriage was prominent in mythology, it was usually presented as problematic. For example, Aphrodite frequently cheated on her husband Hephaestus, and Medea's resentment against her ex-husband Jason eventually drove her mad enough to murder her children. These less-than-ideal depictions reflected the Greeks' idea of marriage, which they viewed as a civic duty instead of a romantic union.
Wait, did they say something was problematic? I wasn't listening. Honestly, it's boring enough. I was thinking about something else.
The goddess Aphrodite was one of the mightiest Olympians and was typically associated with love, beauty, and sex. She was worshipped all across the ancient Mediterranean by men and women, both young and old. Her origins differ depending on the version of the story. The poet Hesiod says that she was born from the severed genitals of Uranus, while Homer's version of the myth names her as the daughter of Zeus and Dione. Aphrodite appeared regularly in mythological stories and had many mortal lovers. Her favorite was Adonis, a beautiful boy who died tragically in a hunting accident. Aphrodite was devastated by his death, so she created a cult called the Adonia to commemorate him.
That floor looks a lot better than the sculptures. Dude, I'm telling you. Whoever art directed the sculptures. I mean, you can't tell from down here, but man, that camera close-up. I mean, it's supposed to be Aphrodite. Okay. No matter how many sculptures there are, you have to not make Aphrodite nasty looking, okay? That's just a rule. That's just how it is. It's cool though. You can tell they did a ton of research on this game. Most of it doesn't come through in the tour, but you know. Let's shoot the ballista. Can I shoot the ballista? No. Forget that can you pet the dog Twitter. They need a can you shoot the ballista Twitter. Game looks good, man. That's all I'm saying. Looks real good. Hey, ladies. You're just hanging out. How does the water get in here? Do they like carry it up in buckets every day and then it evaporates? Like we're up pretty high. There you go, lady. Clean the floor. Clean that floor. It's the same statue of the other dude. It's just got a different head on it, I think. It's like the same body with like a different head, and it's got the club with the snake. The water is yellow. You have a good point. I didn't think of that explanation. You know what else I would play on this map? Like something like Counter-Strike. Like, the map is so big, it could be like Counter-Strike, where you each, you know, you have like a scenario in each location for 4 minutes, and then you either win or lose that location, and then that's it. And then you move on to the next one. These controls are so weird. Is the lighting always the same? I don't know. Maybe. I mean, I thought Assassin's Creed had day-night cycle, but maybe for the tour they freeze it, or... I don't know. Great. These look good. They like that gold foil thing. And it honestly, it does add a lot. I wonder if that's just like an alpha mask. They probably have some alpha mask. It can only be gold, right? And so they just interpolate to specular gold when that alpha mask is set. And there you go. That's why that's the only. Oh, it did turn into night yesterday. Yes, you are correct. You are correct. That was weird. I want some food. It's just like the other pottery place. Hey, giant statue. Man, kids are gonna think this is how big statues are. Because, like, we don't really have statues in the U.S. Kids are going to play this game, and then they're just going to be disappointed for the rest of their life whenever they see a statue when they're traveling. That one of Abraham Lincoln. How big is, like, the Lincoln Monument, or the one that's there? Yeah, like, you know, in Europe, you'll like see statues in parks and stuff or around the city. In the US, we kind of don't have that. He's probably 30 feet, 40 feet. All right. Who is my favorite Twitch streamer? I mean, it's hard to say. Favorite in what direction? Let me ask you that. Like, what qualifies as favorite? That, I don't like the looks of that right there. That's not. Most hours watched. I mean, I sort of go through phases where I watch one streamer for a long time, and then, like, I'll have one streamer be my primary for a while, and then a different one, and then a different one, and it sort of depends on what game I want to watch. So I actually don't know who I've watched the most hours of. That looks yummy. Well, not that close. It doesn't. do the stupid hay dive. Well, it's a ruin, but the statue is perfectly preserved. No, not perfectly, but pretty good. Alright, well. Let's see this cliff. It's a cliff that is on the map. It's kind of cool. Yeah, you would die if you dove off a cliff this high. That's like an observatory from Mist over there. Well, I guess this is abandoned. Try bottom right island. All right, we'll do that next. What's up, bro? I see you have giant statues as well. Snakes! Why did there have to be snakes? Nope. Nope. Go down. How do I get down? Down! Okay. This is like some kind of puzzle room here. It's like push the buttons. Push the buttons in the right order, just like every other game that has a puzzle that's not really a puzzle. And we'll open the doors if you do that. There's a big cloud there or something. Leg shuriken. '17th century BC. Wow. That is frickin' old, dude. I did not know that there was big Greek stuff that was that old. Although I guess I shouldn't be that surprised. Have I ever played any Civilization game? Yes, I have. The last one, so way back when Alpha Centauri came out, which was like the last one that I played an actual game of, I played one game of Alpha Centauri, and it took like 22 hours to get to the end, and I was like, all right, well, I've played Alpha Centauri now. I don't even remember how, it might have been 40 hours. Like, dude, I don't even know. It was a long time to play one round. It was insane how long it took. Ay, ay, ay. Let's go fight the Minotaur. Oh, he's been dead for 1,700 years. 1,200 years. Yeah. They did a good job on this, though. I tell you, all the buildings in this game are good. There's a lot of buildings, but they're all good. There's a lot of statues, but they're all bad. Every single one. Hey, horsey. Yeehaw, I got a new horsey. I want to ride the goat. This is Sparta. I tried lighting a torch yesterday and it just didn't work. It lied to me. Let's go see the burning city. Gorton also has giant Socrates Johnsons. Well, it could possibly be time to do the next game. What do y'all think? What do we think about that idea? Alt F4. All right. So we go back to the wondrous Uplay. I don't think this uses the same settings, so we're going to have to set up the monitor and turn off the subtitles and all these things separately. If I played Outer Wilds, I have played Outer Wilds. Options, graphics, oh, display, put on the other monitor, 1080p, 240 hertz, crank the field of view up, apply, okay. Good, the subtitles are off. That's surprising. All right.
Welcome to Discovery Tour by Assassin's Creed: Ancient Egypt.
Yeah.
Welcome to Alexandria. Alexander's plan to build his great city began with a verse from Homer's Odyssey. There is, in front of Egypt, in the sea with many swells, an island called Pharos. Guided by these clues, Alexander the Great founded his future city at the western end of the Nile Delta.
Oh, I didn't realize that, like, Assassin's Creed Origins was in, like, recent Egypt. I assumed that they would go for, like, ancient-ass Egypt, but they didn't. I guess, or... Yeah. Weird. Why would you do that? Why wouldn't you go for like 3500 BC? I mean, I guess most of the cool stuff might not be built at 3500 BC, but like you would at least be able to see the original Sphinx and all the UFOs and stuff. I mean, dude, this is like Egypt after... After, like, it's a third world civilization anymore. Or, I actually don't know what's this... I guess it... Yeah, I don't know. It's fine. It's just, I always assumed that an Assassin's Creed Egypt game would be like early Bronze Age or something, you know? Something like that. Mid-Bronze Age. Nope. Nopers. Cleopatra's the main character. Yeah, I could see why. I mean, I guess that's enough of a good reason to set it in this time period, is like, those are historical people that are interesting and that people know a lot about, have heard of, right? She doesn't look very pleased.
Though Alexander considered this location ideal for his great city, it presented considerable challenges. Too difficult to access during storms, the surrounding swamps threatened disease, and the limestone soil prevented the growth of healthy crops. However,
yeah, the lighting
due
in
to
this
the
game is
influence
not
of
as
his
good.
mentor Aristotle, Alexander the
technically.
Great recognized that the true value was its strategic emplacement.
So it looks a little
knew
more
that
flat
in
everywhere.
Controlling Pelusium to the east, Memphis to the south, and his crowning glory Alexandria to the west, he would create a triangular stronghold, allowing him to control the entire delta while giving him access to the Mediterranean.
Close. I did not listen to any of that.
The Great Walls of Alexandria had a humble beginning. Lacking chalk to outline the future city's foundations, architects were forced to use flour instead. Clouds of migrating birds swept down and ate the flour, erasing the plans. This prompted Alexander to seek guidance from the oracles, who reassured him that his future city was destined to feed a large population. Excavations led by Mahmud Bey el-Falaki in the 19th century revealed that the wall enclosure measured approximately 5.2 kilometers in length and 2.2 kilometers in width. It was roughly 9 meters in height.
Okay. Well, that is yet again. I tell you, this is higher than 9 meters. Especially if you count the top of the tower. I guess if we're talking about this wall here, it's like 15 or something. Maybe not. 11, 15, 12, 13. It's more than friggin'. How many bricks high is she? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. It's going to get hard to count them. I don't know. Let's call it 40 bricks high, approximately. So she's 5. So that's like 8. This character is probably, I don't know, 1.5 meters. I make the walls 12 meters high. That's not too much of an exaggeration then, I guess. If she's 1.6, then it's like, you know, almost 13 meters. It's too tall. But again, you know, it's for drama. It's just, I mean, This is the thing, right? It's like they want to make it bigger for drama purposes, but making things bigger oftentimes make them just feel fake, right? Okay, I'm glad though that the statues are not absurd. This is so much better than the statues in the previous game. Oh my god. So much better. I mean, honestly, they're still big, but they're a lot better. She knows how to use this 3 seashells. See, like, just the way architecturally they have, like, the statues in the things like that. That's just good. Poor lion. I ain't lying. What's up, dudes? I don't know if I like what I was hearing right there. This game looks good. I mean, again, the lighting system is not as high powered as in Odyssey, but again, I like the architecture. I like, just like even looking down at this wall, like that wall looks good, man. These buildings all look super recent. I don't know enough about Egyptian architecture to say anything about whether they look kind of recent because people copied Egyptian architecture, or whether they didn't try hard enough on this game. I don't know. Or I guess, you know, like, this wouldn't be a classically Egyptian city either, right? It would be like whatever the hell Alexander built. So, yeah. This, I kind of feel like I'm in New Orleans right here, honestly. Don't I? Like, I'm going to go into a bar over here and get like one of those alcoholic Slurpees. Like, seriously. Rowan's pretty much laid the foundations for modern city architecture, etc. Yeah, I mean, Yeah, it's just things that I don't have knowledge of. I wish there was enough tour in here that I could walk up to buildings and it would say, "This is blah blah blah. Welcome to the Hall of Presidents. This is Stanford University right here." That's what it feels like a little bit. Leland Stanford Junior University. Oh, let's jam.
How shall I sing of thee, brightly shining one? Rocky Delos Hunter, Lito's golden sun. How shall I sing of thee, brightly shining one? Rocky Delos Hunter, Lito's golden sun. Light bringing Phoebus, I am but your lyre. Hear my oath, give me your song. I shudder with your fire. How shall I sing of thee, brightly shining one? Rocky Delos Hunter, Lito's golden sun. How shall I sing of thee?
So I guess Odyssey is actually the furthest back in time Assassin's Creed game. Is that correct? Am I forgetting one? So are they just continually going further back in time? Is the next one going to be like Assassin's Creed Quest for Fire? Bellingham, Washington. I know a bunch of hippies who live in Bellingham, Washington, and it's probably too cold and damp there, and I'm not enough of a hippie. Next one is Valhalla. Come to North Carolina. All right, this is. Let's see where we can go. Ooh. Okay, wait. They have to have like the Library of Alexandria here. Yeah, let's go. Let's go there. I'm trying to fast travel the library. Why isn't it going? Is it like you're already there, dork? It won't take me to the action. Look, you guys are making all this racket. You could go to the library before it burns down, bro. Have I played Ancestors? I have not. Hold right click, okay. Going full remote? I don't know. It's just right now. There's no reason to be in San Francisco, and because we're not going to be able to use our office till like next year, maybe, for all I know. So I just want to go look at the library. You guys don't actually know anything about the Great Library of Alexandria because it frickin' burned down. So I'm just going to look. Gee, maybe they shouldn't have so many fires here. Why doesn't someone just hack this game and see what's written on all these scrolls, and then we'll recover all the information from the Library of Alexandria that was lost? Why does it have to be me who has all the good ideas? Why don't other people do that? Ubisoft is not devs. Well, maybe if Ubisoft is not devs, then the last episode of Assassin's Creed will not be hot garbage. I can't jump off here. It's too high. Don't I know the Dewey Decimal System? Look, they hadn't invented zero or the decimal point. All right, that was the Library of Alexandria. Old paintings of it have been preserved. I doubt that paintings have been preserved, but there might be sketches and stuff. Because it was, you know, one of the... I mean, it was technically one of the wonders of the man-made world. Not that that matters, right? But... wasn't it? Learn about the hieroglyphs. I've seen that on TV. Why do all these say learn about? Just say like discussion of the Acropolis Ward or visit the just say visit. I'm in the computer machine. That's cool. The pyramid is not that pillaged yet. The UFO is still intact inside. How many gigabytes? I don't. It's like 50 at least. I don't know. Does it have the gold cap? It's got something. I'm sure because it's a video game, we can just run up there, right? Wait, you're telling me my assassin cannot climb this pyramid? Wait, do I not... Is it a different climb button? Alt. What? That's a terrible button. We'll use it though. I feel like I'm playing... What's that game? The Japanese game. It's scary inside. Catherine, yes. I feel like I'm playing Catherine. Oh, I guess the pyramid is too steep for me. I bet you can get up on the inside, though, and then slide down. Come on, lady. Why is the game making me a strong female protagonist in both of these? It's very weird. Oh, wait. Okay. All right, well, you can just go up the pyramid then. That's great. This is video gaming. I'm just holding up, and she's working real hard to go up. Not even aiming. Oh, now we have to go sideways. She's like jumping upward 4 times her height. I mean, the problem is this really isn't interesting, so you might as well make it automatic, even though that feels silly. Now, the thing I don't know is if this is an actual accurate size for the pyramid or not. I have not been to the actual pyramids. I've, of course, seen photos of them. But I don't... Oh, come on, don't tell me that's too far. You are kidding me, lady. The other ones weren't too far, and that one is. All right, great. This is the puzzle where you go, quote, puzzle, unquote, where you go around the corner to go up. It's their idea of a puzzle. It's all right. It's all right. We won't begrudge them that. Oh, come on, I can't go up that? What? Oh, no? I don't know. The controls are just weird. That means I probably could have gone up the other one. I just don't understand how this works. All right, Rip. I don't know how to... What? I do not understand these controls. Dude, my assassin is in shape. She is just like... really... She's just not willing to go up this last thing, though. Oh, wait. There we go. That's cool. Now slide down. How do I do that? Ooh. Ooh, I bet I can use this code to get in somewhere. Let go, lady. Let go of the pyramid. See, before when I was hanging on, there we go. No, no, slide down, slide down. I don't want to have to walk all the way down. I hit C? No, just slide. Just Kurt Russell and Escape from LA this situation. I guess you can't. Hold, I am holding. Oh, there we go. Yeah. No! Stop it. You have to like miss these in order to keep sliding. Fuck this. Alright. Well, let's go to the Sphinx. You didn't even know there was an Escape from LA? Oh my god. How do you not know that? Where does Sphinx at? Sphinx is happy. Okay, wait. I thought the Sphinx was supposed to be like a female monster beast. I guess this is the one. This is the one after the alien UFO crashed into the original Sphinx head and they recarved it. Trying to crouch. Dude, the PC controls are not good. This game lies about the torch. I'm trying to torch. See new. Alright, rip. I could move to Philadelphia. It's the aliens in the sky. Philadelphia is kind of a dump. They really like the 3 seashells in this game. I don't know. I like the buildings though. Buildings are good. Can I ride the cow? Why can I not ride the cow? I mean, this isn't ancient Egypt, though, right? This is like... This is like... This is like 100 BC Egypt or whatever. The road just goes straight into the river. It's fine. My butt's wet. Don't worry about it. Now my butt's dry. That was fast. Romani Sunt, whatever it was. I kind of don't think that those pyramids would be that intact. What year was like the Great Pyramid built? Wasn't it like... Wasn't it like 1600 BC or something? I totally don't know this for sure, but like... It would have been like old in this time frame. 2560 BC. So like the Great Pyramid is 2300 years old in the time frame. I don't think that pyramid that we were climbing on looked 2300 years old. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, all that marble would be gone, bro. It would be long gone. People would have used it all to make statues of the lady with the seashells on her breasts everywhere. They just renovated it. Did I see Carmack is contributing to OpenBSD? Nope, but good for him. I'm glad that he's like free to just do kind of whatever he wants right now. It's really nice to be able to do that. He certainly earned that.
magnificent example of Greek architecture stands in the very midst of the Fayum's farmland.
This guy can't speak English.
From the Nomarch, it represents how close our two cultures have grown. Culture for all. This message has
Yeah, well, the Greeks aren't going to be around much longer, bro.
the most luxurious wines in all of Fayum. Greek culture is the completion of Egyptian effort.
Well,
The
I
past
mean,
is
you know.
gone and the future is here. Egypt joins with Greece to produce a new and better way for everyone. This piazza, another magnificent
This would be so
example
much
of
better
Greek
without the terrible
architecture,
accent.
stands in the
Fake
very
accents
midst
are
of
the
Fayum's
worst.
farmland.
They're the
A
worst.
generous gift from the
Don't,
Nomarch.
those of you who ever grow up to creative direct a AAA video game with hundreds of millions of dollars in budget, don't put crappy fake accents in your game. It's the worst. It's the worst.
Is the completion of Egyptian effort. The past is gone and the future is here. Egypt joins with Greece to produce a new and better way for everyone. This piazza, another magnificent example.
You're
of
right.
Greek architecture,
It's me, Mario, talking about Greece.
a generous gift from the Nomarch. It represents
It's
how close
me,
our
Mario.
culture for all. This message has been sponsored by Triton's fine Greek wine, the most luxurious wines in all of Fayum. Greek culture.
It's me, Mario. It's me. They literally made that joke in one of the 8 Assassin's Creed games. I missed it, but okay. Well, we're not playing the actual game. If this looks boring to you, it's because we're not assassinating people, because this is the tourist mode, which we are playing. We are playing the what do you call it mode? We are playing Pepega mode. What's up, dudes? I'm not gonna GTA your boat. I'm just gonna ride. Hey, lady. How's it going? Okay, now they're freaking out that I'm on their boat. These also, even though this is not in English, they're not fluent in whatever they're speaking. Like, they just don't sound like they're fluently speaking. Come on, say something else. That is not... That is someone pronouncing some phonetics. It's like someone talking really slow to me because they think I'm stupid. All right. Cool. I mean, dude, the worlds in these games are just huge. It's always just kind of astonishing how much they manage to build. Look, you're supposed to make it sound like they're fluent, okay? That's the job. It's your job as a game developer. Or if you're, if you're voice directing, you need to make it sound like they're actually speaking the language. That is your job. That is why you are getting paid the big bucks. There sure are more ladies here than there were in Sparta. They sure had way more awesomer buildings than we do today. I want to go see Cleopatra. Yeah, dude, the cities in these games all look really good. I don't know what to say. They're just really well done. And I don't, I gripe about video games all the time. The buildings in these games are well done. Let me in. I need to go fight Maximus. And Bigus. Do I just not get in there ever? Like there's no... Maybe there's a dramatic scene that happens in the Colosseum. Uh-oh, they have spikes! They have anti-assassin spikes that keep me from climbing up. I don't have the goofy run like in the other game. Yeah, even, this looks really good too. This all looks good. Wait, that's from inside. How'd you get inside? How did you get inside? If you had to make an RPG like this, hypothetically, how many months of effort? I don't even know. Like, I don't have in my head a clear picture of the scale of the world and how many different things there are. I simply can't answer that question. Depends on how big the team is. It's a tremendous amount of work. Let's just put it that way. Let's just put it that way. Let's go see the Roman forts. At least 2 days. That is correct. It would take at least 2 days. I do not think I could do it in less than 2 days. Although, you know, with these game engines today, I think you just start up Unity and say the, you know, make me an Egyptian Colosseum button. Like you buy the Egyptian Colosseum on the Unity Asset Store. You like buy Alexandria and all that. All right, let's go listen to one more actual official tour, and then it might be bedtime for me. So are these the official tours? Number of stations, 20. Oh my God. The Step Pyramid Complex of Gozer the Gozerian. Let's go see the Red Pyramid.
Welcome
minutes.
To the Red Pyramid of Dashur. The Red Pyramid was built 2 kilometers to the north of the Bent Pyramid. It was so named due to the reddish limestone used in its construction. The Red Pyramid reached a height of 105 meters. While the ground level of the Red Pyramid is lower than that of the Bent Pyramid, its height is virtually the same.
Like they just tried so hard to make this boring.
The true flat face pyramid brought about yet another new design concept, the use of casing blocks.
Like this is a video game, guys. Why are you copying like high school AV tapes? You know what I mean? Like when the guy who's in the AV club wheels the cart in high school.
The descending corridor of the pyramid, which opens.
Yeah, why didn't they hire Dan Carlin for this?
Level, where 2 almost
Jesus.
identical spectacular chambers with high ceilings are aligned north to south and connected by a short horizontal passage. In the south wall of the second chamber, accessed by a staircase, another corridor.
It is a cool
leads to the
concept.
final
Like,
chamber,
yeah, I don't
which is
want
built
to.
within the masonry of the pyramid itself and aligned east to west.
I don't want to bag on it too hard because it is cool that they put this in the game. Like, that's great. But it's like they tried as hard as they could to make it boring as fuck. Like, in every possible way. Okay. Okay, guys, ready? Somebody start your stopwatch. I'm going to run 2 kilometers. All right, ready? Go. 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. I ran 2 kilometers in 30 seconds. I am very sportious. Okay. So that was 30 seconds. I would like to point out it takes 1 minute to run from one end of the island in the Witness to the other. So the distance between these 2 pyramids is the radius of the island in the Witness. And then if there were another period on the other side, that would be like the diameter of the island. Like probably from that pyramid to that one is a longer distance than anything in the Witness that you can do. Just saying. No, they said the thing said 2 kilometers. We're gonna have to go back and listen to the boring ass thing again, but it said 2 kilometers. You think the measurement was wrong? No, it's just they're building the game. The game is not to real world scale because that would be terrible. The game is to video game scale. I was just having a bit of fun by saying I ran 2 kilometers. Oh, there is a pyramid over there. Dude, there's so many pyramids. It's like they were showing off all the time. Why'd they build all these pyramids and not put a 7-Eleven right here? Oh, there is one. Okay, because of you guys, we have to listen to this boring thing. Again.
Welcome to the Red Pyramid of Dashur. The Red Pyramid was built 2 kilometers to the north of the Bent Pyramid.
2 kilometers.
It was so named due to the reddish limestone used in its construction. The Red Pyramid reached a height of 105 meters. While the ground level of the Red Pyramid is lower than that of the Bent Pyramid, its height is virtually the same. The task of making the pyramid a geometrical, true, flat-face pyramid brought about yet another.
Which one is the Bent
design
Pyramid? The
concept,
one right there
the
that's
use
bent.
of casing blocks.
Bro. All right. Do I think it would make a game substantially worse if you used real-life scale for everything? It depends on the game, but for almost every game design, the answer is yes. It would make it tremendously worse. There's literally a create pyramid button in Maya. That's a good point. Is there a create red pyramid? What's up, dudes? Agriculture dudes. Let's go over here. Boy, these games are making me tired these days. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's all the learning. Okay, that seems unrealistically large. I mean, I don't know about Egyptian bull sculptures, but come on, bro. Come on, bro. They're using their same gold foil alpha mask trick. It still looks good. Still looks good. Well, I mean, this game came before the other game, so... Didn't it? Isn't Odyssey after this? Yeah. Like, I mean, dude, all these locations are really nice. Like, you just walk out here and you see all this. This is just good. This is good world design. This is really cool. Like, bro. It's all good. It's like the individual buildings look cosmetically good, but also there's a lot to the art direction and like just the flow design of the location that you don't think about if you're not really thinking about it. But like, I'm never really confused about where I can go. I can always see major places to go, right? That's way too big. Come on, bro. Like it's well designed in several different dimensions. Like, I would be happy with this if I were in charge of art directing this stuff. Which I can't say about many, many, many games. I never played Red Dead 2. You know, if Red Dead 2 had a tourism mode, I would play that. I just don't want to play genocide the Mexicans like in Red Dead 1 or whatever. That's just absurd. You're a good guy, but kill a whole town full of Mexicans. Just regular Mexicans. But you're a good guy who loves your family and just wants to get home to his wife. It's like, come on, guys. Haven't Ubisoft had decades to refine this stuff? Oh, yeah, definitely. But lots of game companies have had decades to refine whatever they're doing and still do lousy things. So this is pretty good. I just wish the design of these games was as good to me as the environment design and the visual art are. I wish the gameplay design were as good to me as those things. But again, like, I feel let down by almost all game designers in the world, both AAA and indie game designers are all bad at their job. Not all bad, but mostly bad at their jobs. So it is what it is. Whereas the modelers and texturers and concept artists on this game were good at their jobs. Is this still you're in the present hooked up to a machine? I assume so, because in this game, it still does the computery thing. When, like, if we go to a different location, like see the computeries out here, the computery Egyptian, and then if I go to Crocodilopolis, then we're in the computer. Crocodilopolis. That's the same meshes. Yeah. not fluent either. What open world games do I like? Gothic 2. Gothic 2. All right, everybody. I am tired enough that I'm going to go to bed. Now that we have visited ancient Egypt. Nice hair, lady. Check that out. That's like, I don't even know exactly what's going on there, but like, why can't I get a thing about Egyptian hairstyles and what she did? Okay. Delicious. Delicious. All right, well, these have been the tour modes of Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Assassin's Creed Origin. I believe you can still download them for free from Uplay for probably a few days still, if you're interested in playing around. And yeah, thank you for coming by. See you later on. It is bedtime for me and Bonzo. See you everybody later.